They know I got them vibes, so you know them feds watching me.
They in my chat with the shit. Oh, they must think they inside me. See, we got right on the scope. Now don't get like that's a lie.
Is not on me. Now tell me, what do you see?
We send them out of the nation. LIP in the house. We just got with this shit. This thing it came
See, it's 99% cap, 1% gameplay, 100% vibe. Don't bring that bullshit my way. Try your luck, go against the vibe. When you fuck, you gon' think on my brain with the way I make them tighten up. You'll be lucky if you even score. You should read more, though I choose to live in peace. You should know I bleed war. I'm a recon man, one of the best in the sport. I keep a drone on my hip, I let it out to explore. They say the ops on the way. I see one, I know it's more. They just ran inside the building, my EMP on the floor. Make them panic, play support. Crypto going mad, they trying to figure out how I do assault damage. Real just marches around and I know they can't stand it. Marashi sending out his ghost and they don't understand it. I'm headed to the high ground to get an overstand. Now you from a distance, see your partner, they done left you stranded. Damn, you know you headed to the lobby, right? Sorry for your awful fight, I admit it was easy. Get you some practice, so you always die. I know you doing that ping thing, they gone, made it out of sniper range. Level 1 knockdown shield, been 7 minutes into the fucking game, I'm devoted. Hit you with the devotion, here it wind up, quick motion. Now I'm headed with the wind to your partners, but I'm focused. See, Goat just hit that beast on the hunt, Ghosts, we reloaded, blow the EMP and we done.
They know I got them vibes, so you know them feds watching me.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Oh, they must think they inside me. See, we got right on the scope. Now don't get like that's a lie.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Tell me, what do you see?
We send them out of the nation. LIP in our blood. We just got with this shit. This thing it came out the mud.
Yo. Oh, man, we got a notification gang in the building. Appreciate y'all for being here, man. Like I told my guys in the Tennessee Titan group chat, it's like we in the foxhole right now, man. We in Vietnam and the rice paddy with the poncho on.
Let me teach you how to
I'm
vibe.
saying we in prison together doing life. But we here. Shout out to everybody.
Let me teach you how to
Like,
vibe.
follow. Told y'all we not dead. We gonna be going live on Facebook. You know, some people thought it was gonna turn into dust on November 1st. Shout out to everybody on the red. Like, share, follow, subscribe to the channel. Picture in picture. If you on the green, if you on the kick side, 50 emotes. You don't have to be a sub. All you gotta do is follow the channel, picture in picture, and then of course the purple Amazon Prime. You can sub to the channel free once a month. Or if not me, another content creator that you like, but don't let Jeff Bezos off the hook. Make sure y'all use that free sub if you got Amazon Prime once a month on a Twitch creator and you have picture in picture. No ads, watch on the green. All right. Let me see who's all in here, man. Say what up to everybody. Cam was always first. KT2 the GOAT. Chronic fan. Comedy 2 times. Driller. Caleb. D'Angelo. Mr. Jags Gaming. Mr. Bad Take. 52 She. RL feeling good about Samuel Darnold. Juan Carlos. Ravens Joe. Tapped in on the green kicks wheel in the building. B Walker, what it do, player over there on the purple. And that's everybody. I think I'm caught up. I think we said what's up to everybody in the notification gang. If you ain't hit that like, make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. This is Shop Talk. This is the Titans Chargers post game. Can I get some undefeated stickers in the chat? And if you don't have stickers, you don't have subs, just follow the kick because you can use emotes in there for the free 99. I just need them undefeated crystal ball stickers in the chat. I called the score yesterday. I said, on my long post of the keys to the game, I said, Titans play well early, Titans keep it closer than the experts think. Chargers pull away late. 27-20 Chargers. Boom. What was the score? 27-20 Chargers. What happened? Titans was up 14-7 after Chimere DK go in not at that half. Titans get 6
Let me
sacks
teach you how to vibe.
from Jahad Ward, Draymond Jones, and Sebastian Joseph Day. All of those guys were pretty much on. This is a preseason like the third week in the preseason, the showcase for these guys trying to get out of Attica. They're trying to get off the slave ship. They're trying to get out of Alcatraz and get onto another team. And that's what they did. Titans started some young corners.
Let me teach you how
Terrell
to
Baker
vibe.
Jr., Marcus Harris, Jalen Amar Davis started. They put Diggs out there with Hook, and then rotated Winston in, because then they didn't have a player who'd previously played nickelback, so it's gonna be somebody's first time playing nickel. Got some pressure on Herbert, but Herbert did what he did. 50 yards rushing, 200 and something passing, bomb. I told y'all it would leave these guys on the island. Amar Davis got dunked on several times. But hey man, what do I know? Cam Ward, game. But before I get into that, that's a whole different topic. Elijah Molden, Tennessee Titans legend. I don't know why this makes Titan fans mad when I say Elijah Molden, Tennessee Titans legend. He was the 3rd round pick that we drafted out of Washington at corner, moved to safety, always was around the ball, always make plays. People talk about his injuries that he had in Nashville, but we had Kevin Byard and we drafted Elijah Molden. I thought we was pretty solid at free safety. We traded Kevin Byard for Terrell Edmonds, cut him. Jarvis Brownlee was the pick that we got back from that trade, traded him. And Jaquan Jackson or James Williams, whichever we want to choose. One of them got cut, one of them's on special teams. So we got nothing back for Kevin Byard. He leads the league in interceptions. And Elijah Molden was the guy that was going to take over for Kevin Byard. After we traded him, we let him go. He's on the Chargers. He's already beaten us twice. And he made the game-saving play today. He shot the gap on 4th and 1. For what reason the Tennessee Titans were running Wildcat with Tony Pollard and trick plays on 3rd and 1 and 1st and goal, 4 straight runs with a number 1 overall pick at quarterback. I have no clue. We're not even going to get into that. But he shot through like a panther and jumped over 2 people and stoned Tony Pollard and grabbed him and pulled him backwards. And then Justin Herbert goes 99 yards the other way. So the Titans could have went up 4, wind up going down double digits, and everybody in the stadium, everybody watching knew that the game was over the moment that Tony Pollard got stoned by Tennessee Titan legend Elijah Molden. And I don't know why people have a problem with me saying legend. We haven't successfully filled the role of that position since we traded Byard and let him go. Edmonds got cut. Well, let's not even go backwards before that and bring up Brady Breeze. But you know, we moved Theo Jackson. We moved Quandre Diggs hasn't been healthy half the time he's been in Nashville and hasn't been a factor on the team. And Xavier Woods had a couple good games.
Let me teach you how to
and
vibe.
looked very old and washed as of late. Didn't play this game, so I don't know what Titans have a problem with me saying Elijah Molden, Tennessee Titan legend, came back on a revenge tour like the rest of the Tennessee Titans that we let go and made the play of the game. If anybody thinks that wasn't the play of the game, then like the Discord is always open for disagreements. All y'all got to do is !Discord in the Facebook chat, or go to any of my social media pages and click on Discord and hop in here and please explain why we never can fill gaps in which we open. Oh, Pizza Man. We can get into Pizza Man, hold that question. We'll deal with that question after we get through Titans. He said Draymond Jones looking like a 4th round pick. I mean, he makes $9 million, so I mean, I can see Draymond getting a conditional pick. I don't know about a 4th. I say like a 6th or a 5th with some conditions. He said crazy game today. We'll say they played somewhat a little harder today. Still don't matter who though. I mean, every time Cam Ward gets in the rhythm and moves the ball, 3rd and short, Wildcat, punt the ball. 1st and goal.
Let me
you
teach
get the
you how to
number 1
vibe.
overall pick in the NFL. A quarterback who can make plays, a quarterback who's a playmaker, and you put Spears on the sideline and you run the ball 4 times. You don't give him a chance to either run or throw it. You don't run a quarterback sneak on 4th and 1, 3rd and 1. Like I just don't understand. 5 times in the game, you get 3rd and short, 4th and short, and you run trick plays and lose. It's like when they cross the 50, they start running throwback passes and stuff.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Flea flickers. I showed y'all on tape from the Raiders game. I said they need to scrap the weird empty set with the running back behind the left guard. They need to scrap the double halfback. They ran the double halfback and sent a bubble screen. And Derwin James took Chimere DK and threw him into the running back in the backfield. It was quite stupid that you'd run a bubble screen at Derwin James with a slot receiver that's a rookie trying to block him. Yeah, I mean, the Chargers pretty much lined up and ran QB sneak every time they needed a yard. I think so too, Jack. I really feel like when you see Mike McCoy's answers was they installed those plays. I didn't install them. We ran them. The defense stopped them. Of course they stopped them. Like those Wildcat plays haven't worked all year. And what's crazy, the Titans line up in regular formations and move the ball. They get across the 50, they start getting too cute with all this auto motion and weird stuff, and it doesn't work. Zietler completely whiffed on the 4th and 1 block too. Adafio Wade got back-to-back sacks on Cam Ward on the most crucial drive where he pretty much did a Zangief. If y'all familiar with Street Fighter, when Zangief spins around, like Adafio Wade did that twice and just sacked Cam instantly. Like I was like, bro, he didn't even need to do the stunt. He just spent around and Dan Moore fell down and let Cam instantly get sacked as soon as he took the snap. He said we chose Jamal Adams over Molden. No, we got Quandre and Jamal back to back, and then
Let me teach you
like
how
they
to
didn't know what
vibe.
to do with Jamal, and they put Quandre back there. But Quandre had been in the league like 12 years. Like, this is my point. The Tennessee Titans drafted Kevin Byard and wanted him to take a pay cut for what? You drafted Elijah Molden. Have you seen Elijah Molden's contract? Xavier Woods gets $4 million a year. Elijah Molden gets $6 million. You didn't have $2 extra million for the guy that you drafted. So you're going to get somebody that's like 30 something years old instead of having a guy that's 25 in his prime to play the position. That's my point, is like they always go out trying to get something when you have something already there. Becker, what up? 3K, what to do? Nah, we get into that stuff. Just like right now, I just want to talk Tennessee Titan football. I don't care about Julio Fulio. I don't care about DMX and Tupac. We're here to talk Tennessee Titan football and NFL football after that. I don't want to talk about, we can talk about any of that nonsense at any other time. Like right now it's a shop talk. I don't know why y'all do that. Like we get into shop talk and we have like, I'll be on stream until 2 a.m. and y'all don't bring that stuff up. And then it's like, as soon as the game's over, we do talking about the game and, you know, and talk about DMX or Julio. I don't care about any of that stuff. I promise you. I promise I don't. What up though? Appreciate y'all being here. So here's the situation. I think that they're purposely sabotaging this season. NFL probably is going to look into it. Tennessee Titans do some of the weirdest stuff when they're in position to win games. Like they really do. I really think the NFL is going to look into them for purposely tanking this season. It's almost like they look up and they realize they could win a game and they do everything possible to lose. And then Mike McCoy, if y'all listen to him like the first couple weeks to now, it's almost like Mike McCoy is like backing off of the ship of positivity and accountability, and now like passing it on. Like, you know, they even asked him in the post game, what do you mean they? He's like, well, I'm there for it, but I ain't there for it. What do you mean? Like, right now you're the interim head coach, and 5 times that you were 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, you ran trick plays. So like, do you not want to answer for any of that? Like, why would the Tennessee Titans draft Cam Ward 1st overall, and every time they get in a situation where they could use his strengths, they take the ball out of his hand and not go on Twitter and in the comments and people like, oh, Cam Ward can only do so much. So of all the things the Tennessee Titans did this offseason leading up into this game, into this bye week, he should be the least of people's worries. The only word we ever had was Nashville going to ruin his talent? You people don't seem concerned about $80 million left tackle that we got. That's not good. After we took our top 10 overall draft pick left tackle and moved him to right tackle. Tony Pollard is cooked. Cody Barton made a play today, but Cody Barton still only got like 20 something tackles on the season. Second year player Cedric Gray is already like getting close to having 100 tackles on the season. He wasn't even expected to start in preseason. We thought James Williams was going to have that spot. Bringing back Quandre Diggs has done nothing. Xavier Woods has done nothing. The picks that we traded back for are projects. Femi's on IR. Kevin Winston Jr. just came back off of IR. He's starting to slowly work himself in. I think they'll be good players long term. But the more and more you look at big picture of like Jeff Tavondre Sweat being on IR inexplicably after he said he'd be ready to play, now he's back and he's playing. You hear trade rumors about, you know, Ridley Sneed going back on IR. Like, this just seems like a tank job. He said same reason the Jags is throwing the ball instead of running. And then, like, Jags, do you think it was a mistake of having Travis Hunter play both sides of the ball now that he's on IR? Jags definitely not winning the AFC. Lyle was good. I feel like they realized real quickly you should just have Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter and ETN and Strange as your offense, and Basil Tootin, like putting a talent like that at nickelback and just wear and tear on him. Like, this would be the end of a college football season for him, like week 10. So having him play both sides in the NFL, like they already got him on IR. Like everybody said it would be bad news for him long term. He said if they keep going this route, there's going to be talent would be wasted. Brinker needs to give Berganzi full control. Amy needs to stay. I think they have. I think you're just now seeing the effects. Like, that's why I made the long post last night, this morning, for people to see. When you think of Cam Ward, don't just think of Cam Ward. Think of all the moves they have made up until this point. Letting Harold Landry go was a mistake.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Letting Cheeto go was a mistake. Like, they've made, I'd say of like the 20 moves they've made, more than half of them have been mistakes. The bright spots is choosing Cedric Gray to start at backer. Chimere Dike, kick return today. Dude went crazy. But I'm gonna show you how much of a sabotage this is. Chim Dike had 4 catches for 70 yards, had a touchdown. Comes right back, has 7 catches for 93 yards, leads the league in all-purpose yards, runs a punt back today, runs a punt back in the first half, and then the dude doesn't get targeted. He has one catch for 5 yards. Like, you got to make it make sense. Gunnar Helm, as much as people nationally talk about him, the dude gets one ball and dunks on Derwin James for about 20 yards and doesn't get any passing snaps the rest of the game. This is just reeks of tanking. Like, this just reeks of tanking so bad, it just irritates me that to watch Chimdike run a punt back in the first half, and in the second half, from the moment he ran that punt back, he didn't touch the ball. Like, they ran no action for him. They ran no clear outs for him to drag him underneath. Nothing. Like, what is this going on? Like, this draft class is going to wind up being a good draft class, but a lot of the free agent moves and decisions that they made have missed. Now, can they fix it all with this trade deadline, with this free agent offseason and a good draft? Yes, they could bounce back instantly. That's why 2 weeks ago when I showed y'all all the moves I thought they should make, the Browns have said they're buyers. The Titans should have been buyers at the trade deadline as much as sellers. You need young talent that you're going to grow. If you're going to commit to this new culture, young guys, let's roll with them. Truly, like, go balls deep in it. Like, don't halfway do it and then sabotage them today when you start seeing it work. How could you see Gunnar Helm make the catch he made and not call another play for him? How could you watch Tim DK run a punt back and not get him the ball again? How could you watch the plays that Spears had and not get Spears the ball on the goal line? Like, Spears had several explosive plays today in the passing game and the running game, and then you turn and get on the goal line and he's not even on the field. I don't think Brinker's in a position to get fired because of the position that Brinker do. He'll fade into the darkness before he gets fired. Because at the end of the day, Brinker is over operations. But like he doesn't, I think they're slowly understanding that he don't need to be making football decisions too. He might be in the room, but I don't think him and Amy, I think it's Bergonzi's show. He said Bengals are bad. They just don't know how to use any of the weapons. Inconsistent. That's why the coaching staff got to go. Like, Bo Hardegree is awful. But do I think that Brinker, Bergonzi, and the people in the front office have given a directive to Mike McCoy, Bo Hardegree, and Nick Holtz? I think they have been given a directive to tank. Say Jamar Chase done. Titans 100% actively trying to tank the season to get a top 3 pick. Watch the first time Cam gets any kind of injury, it's gonna be IR and shut him down. Yep. I think they prioritize guys with trade value today, trying to increase it because they're going to be here regardless of. I disagree with that. Jack, let me tell you why I disagree with that. They got all those sacks today because Rashawn Slater was already out. Joe Alt just came back, and then Joe Alt got hurt in this game. So you're on to your third string left tackle and your second string right tackle, and they've lost Najee Harris. They've lost Amarion Hampton. They all the way down to Kamani Vidal, who's like a scat back, and the wear and tear of him being the solo back for them. They brought in the Patterson kid. He ran better than Vidal today, but if you just look at it, Chargers on the road playing without their left and right tackle, the Titans get a little pressure dialed up because the Titans finally had the lead. So it put them in a position where they weren't playing from behind the ball up until like mid third quarter going into the fourth. That's why I don't think that they was trying to increase trade value. If that's the case, Chig would have got the ball more than twice. You know you're trying to move Chig. Chig would have touched the ball 4 or 5 times today. Maybe they was trying to do that with Tony Pollard today, but if anything, showing Tony Pollard the way they did made it. Give me a practice squad guy that's hungry over Tony Pollard right now. Like, dude looks gassed. Like, Xavier Woods didn't play. There can't be a world where you're trying to get trade value out of Quandre Diggs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, who is on the Titans that you could get increased trade value? The real trade value is sitting on the sideline. Jeffrey Simmons, L'Jarius Sneed, Calvin Ridley, Xavier Woods, like the people that you would think would be trade value boosters. Arden Key, like none of them played and haven't been playing. So the guys you really want to trade haven't played in 2-3 weeks. So I can't agree with trying to increase the trade value of Draymond Jones and Jihad Ward, Sebastian Joseph Day. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I guess like no real way to increase their value by a factor of what they did on offense. They fired Callie because they should have fired Callahan with. If you was gonna get rid of Rand, you had to get rid of Callie with them. They got rid of Callahan because when they stripped him of play calling, he was effectively fired. So it's just a matter of time before he was going to get fired. I think the day that they stripped him of play calling, they knew that he was given a directive. So follow me and hear me out. When I posted what I posted about Rand, is to say that Rand had a 2-year window. When he got hired, I'm believing they told him, you got 2 years to figure this out. That's why Snead contract got out in 2 years. That's why Ridley contract got out in 2 years. Everything that Rand did was a window that in 2 years they could clean and reset. Now, when they got rid of Rand, he was given his time and he couldn't fix it. Could have made it kind of worse. Derrick Henry walks under that. Kevin Byard gets moved under that. A few extra moves, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and the money moves he did with Snead and Ridley was the 2 big splashes, and those haven't worked out. So ultimately, like, you got to respect Rand for leaving out for the Titans after the 2 years. If he couldn't fix it, he didn't leave them jacked up long term like John Robinson did. John Robinson left the Titans messed up for 4 years. Grant Carthon left them messed up for 2. Bergonzi's got to out. But the problem with it is Callahan should have left with Rand because
Let me teach you how to
it
vibe.
trickled on. I'm pretty sure in the offseason they told Callahan, you're going to be in the middle of a hard rebuild. Your job is to make Cam Ward develop and get the best out of the talent that you got here. But he's not an accountability disciplinarian guy like Vrabel or like some of the guys that really know how to rally the troops, the Tomlins, the Vrabels, those type of guys. As soon as he started losing the locker room, just think, when they traded Jarvis Brownlee, is Callahan's personality can't handle a Jarvis Brownlee. So they got him out of there quick. Because Jarvis Brownlee probably like, man, these coaches don't know what they doing, bro. Y'all, I'm going to play my game. Okay, we got to get him out of there here. He going to poison the locker room. Who is the other person that was like that? T'Vondre Sweat. What did they do with T Sweat? I told y'all in and when I got to tweeting about it, you know what I'm saying? Some of the other Titan creators was like, damn, that's true. They put Sweat on IR when he said, I'll be ready. Wednesday, he said he'll be ready. Thursday, he goes on IR for a whole month. Now he comes back when Jeffrey Simmons go out. And now there's trade talks of if the right package comes for T Sweat, they move him. To say that all the guys that came with Rand, L'Jarius Sneed, Cheeto, Calvin Ridley, T Sweat, Jarvis Brownlee Jr., Jaquan Jackson, all those guys that came under Carthon, they getting them out of there. So Callahan wasn't the personality that can control people like that. So they ship him out. It has run a little smoother under McCoy, but McCoy still is making the same mistakes. But are they mistakes, or has the front office kind of got them in a box where they're not allowed to do the things that they need to do to win in certain instances? So it's almost like that you don't want to accidentally mess up and win and set them back. So they're handicapping them a little bit. So when you look at it, if that's what they're going to do, and that's Bergonzi's vision, is to get all Rams guys out, get a bunch of draft picks, be bad this year, and hopefully not ruin Cam Ward. In the offseason, if they trade back out of one and get an edge rusher and a receiver and some defensive backs and the inside more depth, and you get Femi back and you get Jeffrey Simmons back and you figure out what you're going to do with Snead and Ridley, which all these things we talked about, if they do those successfully, the Titans could be good next year if they really kill the draft again. But reality is, this is going to be such a long rebuild that year 3 and 4 for Cam, when he's getting ready to re-sign his contract, he'll have a team he can compete with. Because the fear is, if they really knock it out the park and do like the Texans did, you get good. And at the end of, now we seeing CJ Stroud having so much struggles because he don't have the offensive line around him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just a tough situation. Like, I trust Bergonzi's vision. They just got to get the coaching hire right and not screw up this rebuild. Because right now it's tough to watch your team have a lead over the Chargers at home and watch them come cut the legs up from under him, and watch Cam Ward be on 3rd and 1 and make him audible to a Wildcat. Corey, you feel me? It's tough, bro. It's tough watching Cam throw a beam and then throw another beam and cross the 50 and run a Wildcat. It's tough to watch Cam go beam, like watch DK running out to the 35, Cam pick up a first down, Spears pick up a first down, and then they run double reverse orbit motion bubble screen at Derwin James, and it's now 2nd and 16. Run short pass and a punt. Like, it's just tough. It's tough to watch an $80 million left tackle watch Odafe away, Zangief spin on him and hit Cam Ward as soon as he's taking a snap, and watch fans have to say, "Oh, Cam Ward, he should have took off running where?" You have a 6'6", 260-pound defensive end blow by your left tackle off the snap to the point that you're gathering the ball from the center and getting hit at the same time. I don't think that anybody's going to offer enough for Jeffrey Simmons to leave. But I mean, Robert, like, who teams out there that need a running back? Who's trading for Tony Pollard now? His value probably went from like a 5th round pick conditional to a 7 for a pick swap. You know what I'm saying? Tony Pollard, what have you seen from Tony Pollard that thinks anybody would trade for him? I'd go get somebody off a practice squad right now that's hungry from a Division III school before I trade and give up a draft pick for Tony Pollard. Corey, I think there was some little collusion today for them to lose this game. I don't think they expected Cody Barton to get a pick 6 randomly, for Chimere Dike to run a punt back, and then Joey Sly, who's been missing, to nail a kick, and it's tied. We got a chance to have the lead at halftime, and then like they just start with the weirdo stuff. Oh yeah, CJ Stroud don't even know his offensive lineman name. He said Jaquan did himself in. No, Jaquan never should have been picked. That was one of Rand's picks that baffled me. That was one that, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was that? He said John Robinson made deals like a job, and Jerry Rand made deals like he knew he was already on the shelf life. Yeah, it's like some fans that are Rand fans are like, yeah, but he brought in Snead and Ridley. Okay, he brought in 2 people that everybody else didn't want to take a chance on. Like, do you think the Tennessee Titans was Snead and Ridley's first choice to go to? Of course not. We're the only people willing to give them the amount of money they want, coming off the injuries and the histories that they had. You know what I'm saying? So the 2-year outs is, okay, we taking a chance on you and nobody else will, but you got to give us these 2-year outs that if you don't work out, we gonna option out of you. For both of them, you telling them, so you mean even if this don't work, I get 45, 50 million? Where do I sign? You know, people talk about Elijah Molden's injuries. I'm like, yeah, but he's younger, and L'Jarius Sneed has played less than half the games. Quandre Diggs has played in less than half his games. Xavier Woods is hurt right now. What are we talking about? We talking about like in Elijah Molden, extra. See, that's what I be on about the Titans fans and the roster. Elijah Molden could be our starting free safety. We could have still had other draft picks. We could have had money. So you telling me that an extra $2 million to have Elijah Molden is a guy you drafted? You wouldn't have gave extra $2 million to have a guy you drafted over Xavier Woods? You know what I'm saying? Like, you paid Cheeto, you cut Cheeto, you drafted Theo J. Like, you had all these players, but then you get Amar Davis and Baker Jr. and Womack and Michael Robinson, who could turn out to be a good corner. But like, the only one you drafted is Marcus Harris. Like, that should be the one you care about. But the way that they're doing it, they're always scrambling, trying to find something better than what they got and overpay and lose out. Thought was gonna win the game? No. I predicted the Chargers would pull away late 27-20 pre-game. What's wrong with Khalil Mullins? You know, when he came out, he hurt his pec. He had surgery, and then in preseason he got hurt and he been on IR. He's about to come back though. Hopefully he comes back off of IR, and maybe you got one game with Julius Chestnut and then he's back with him and Spears. I would love to see Khalil Mullins and Spears paired together. I know some people don't sound excited about that, but like a 6'2", 225 running back from Michigan that was their bell cow, I would like to see paired with Tajay Spears. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Yo, Bloody, what up? You think you should give him a shot, or is he hurt? Yeah, he's gonna get his shot when he comes back, because he's better than Julius Chestnut. Exactly. They don't want Mike McCoy to mess around and win 2 meaningless games. Like, let's say the Titans would have beat the Chargers today and then mess around and beat the Saints and go 3-14 again, and the Saints go 2-15 and get the first overall pick. I think they're trying to ensure that they're in the position that when we play the Saints at the end of the season, if we want the number 1 pick, we'll just lose to the Saints. And it's tough as a fan to watch that they're sabotaging Cam like that. He'll get his shot when he comes back healthy though. Said bear down. It's just tough, like. But my only problem is, when you do get a Chimere DK and you do get an A.O. Monner and you do get a Gunnar Helm and they start playing good, like why wouldn't you give them the ball like that? They so purposely trying to make sure that the Titans play bad. And to be honest, like from the couple plays I've seen, like Marcus Harris didn't play bad. But Baker Jr. and Amar Davis definitely got dunked on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Titans should have been more. I hope we still got time. If they're going to move a couple pieces, I hope that they're buyers on a couple of players. I told y'all the players that I like. Now, who watched the game today? If some of y'all don't always get to watch the Titans, how could you watch the game today and watch us be in the red zone with James Prochet out there blocking on plays, that when Chimere DK runs the punt back and you got to send Prochet or Mason Kinsey out there, like, why wouldn't you want Jalen Hyatt to be out there receiver in rotation? When you see Van Jefferson run routes, like, why wouldn't you want a fresh body that's capable? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Jahad Ward and Sebastian Joseph Day and Draymond Jones was trying to put a tape out there for the future. But now I'm thinking, like, man, you might need to keep Draymond Jones and Jahad Ward for depth and trade Arden Key. and then try to get a Jalen Phillips and bring Femi back. Y'all know the guys I'm after, the Tariq Woolen. I was after Jair. Jair is gone to the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So go try to get Tariq Woolen and extend him in. And depending on how Bergonzi sees it, what is he gonna do with Snead, and really, who knows? I just don't know if anybody was the killing parts about Arden Key and Xavier Woods and Snead, and really all of them are hurt. So the guys that you would like to trade are hurt. They haven't got him the ball enough to do himself any favors with his trade value. And Tony Pollard, I just don't think got no value. I think it's a lot of purposeful stuff they doing. Embrace the tank, Corey. It's so hard. Pause. Robert, I think this is just think about it. Let's say I don't think they're gonna trade T Sweat, but let's say they trade Arden Key, Xavier Woods, and Chig. Let's say they trade those three. So this year they would have been traded Jarvis Brownlee, Roger McCreary, Chig, Xavier Woods, and Arden Key. Let's say they tried to trade those fives. As much as people would like to disagree with me saying like 7th round draft picks ain't really real draft capital, who are you gonna get? Like, look at the Titans last decade: Brady Breeze, Jalen Harrell, who got ran over by Justin Herbert today at the sticks, which is crazy. If you're a defensive end and you let Justin Herbert run you over at the sticks, something's wrong with you. You look at some of this Colton Dowell, you look at some of those guys like Jalen Duncan, let me trade and try to get a player that could potentially be on my roster, then waste my time with drafting players like that. Cole McDonald, like, bro, come on. Boss say I want him some money. Oh, I told you 27-20 Chargers. I thought the Titans would have the lead, and
Let me
Chargers
teach you
would
how
pull
to
away late. And that's
vibe.
exactly what happened. The Titans was down 20-17, 4th and goal from the 1, and a Titan legend Elijah Molden jumped over 2 people and jumped on Tony Pollard's neck and snapped him in a crossface chicken wing and stopped us, and Justin Herbert went 99 yards the other direction and the game was over. He said, once the money hit, I'm cash apping you. Hey, you a GOAT. You a legend. And we didn't play good today.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
They showed a little bit of fight, but they ain't play good. five times 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, and they ran wildcat and trick plays. Like, I'm so sick of it. Let Cam Ward be Cam Ward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand it. Like, you got a guy that can playmaker and throw, and then like, we got stopped 5 times 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 and shorter without ever running QB sneak. To watch Justin Herbert run QB sneak on us 3 times, to watch the Bills run QB sneak, to watch the Chiefs be 4th and 17 and run a fake bootleg reverse trap block throw pass to Rashee Rice on 4th and 17. I just was disappointed that we got a guy that can make plays like that they don't use his mobility. So many times today I seen Cam Ward like evade pressure and make throws and pick up yardage that, like, on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, they don't even see that as a legitimate option. It's just let Cam Ward, their number 1 pick, play football. Man, Bob, talk to me. Mad Titan, what up? TGG Munt. He said I saying the same thing in Arizona where Austin Fort came in after Kime. Took a couple years, but almost all the guys Kime had brought in no longer was there, as exception to McBride,
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Rudolph Baker, and K1. Almost the whole roster is. But see, I respect that from Bergonzi. If, like, the fan in me get mad when I see it. The logical person says Marcus Harris could wind up being a better slot defensive back than Jarvis Brownlee and Roger McCreary both. Gunnar Helm might be tight end one, and they might draft somebody as move tight end that's better than Chig. If we trade Chig, which I think they should trade him now at this point. Berganzi might, like, Khalil Mullins might come off of IR and light it up the second half of the year and be that short yardage back and be that pass protection back and be that guy that's a bell cow mixed
Let
with
me
speed.
teach you how to vibe.
You know, Berganzi might make some moves that we like say, wow. Like I told people, it sounds tough if they traded T-Sweat. If they got a third round draft pick or better, I think they trade T-Sweat. Let's say, but you could replace T-Sweat before you could replace some of these other positions. Mike Berganzi might be at the end of this year after the draft, have a top 3 pick, trade out of it, have Arvell Reese, Jeremy Bernard, Anthony Hill Jr. We might have like goons on a team, and I might look up and say, wow, like he really did that. He might get some of these guys that we didn't expect and wind up having a really good roster next year, and then like Titans play better next year, and then the year after that, like Cam's third year, they really compete for the division. It might happen, and it might be the nucleus of what Berganzi wants to put together that'll last 10 years. Who knows? I just know right now it's tough to watch when clearly y'all see what I see, that in some situations they're purposely sabotaging their own team. He said, like Denard is gone. I hope he gets a job somewhere because he's worked wonders with what he's been given. I think Bones Fossil is the one coach that'll wind up staying. Like Rocker, some of the coaches like that should stay, but I don't see any world where Bo Hardegree, Mike McCoy, and Nick Holtz is retained. And as a human, I hope they get jobs and go kill it wherever they at next, but I don't see a situation where that happens. Broncos had you look. Broncos is the cardiac kids. Yeah, it's like Becker. It's the unexplained moves and the unexplained ways they do stuff. See, because the only part that made me question is like, you had JC Latham as a top 10 pick. You moved in the right tackle and you paid Dan Moore $80 million. And this is something else I gotta address, and this is part of it. When I hear fans say that they don't want Jeffrey Simmons to stay and get paid, that makes no sense. I would let Jeffrey Simmons take $30 million a year, pour it into a big, those big barrels, those big barrels, put kerosene on it and light it on fire. Because if you trade Jeff Simmons to save money, that's the dumbest thing I've heard, right? Like, I want Jeff to get paid if they're going to stay and build around him, and I need them to have some help so he can be a dog and not have health issues trying to carry the team, right? Why would you not want to pay Jeffrey Simmons $30 million, but you're giving Dan Moore $20+ million to have Odafio run circles around him? That's be my point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I more look at you giving Cody Barton $20 million to watch Cedric Gray outplay him every Sunday, even though Cody Barton made a huge play today. That be my point. Is like, you're gonna try to save money in all these places. You're gonna be so critical of these certain positions. Like, you're gonna be critical of Cam Ward, but not the $80 million left tackle that's not doing his job to the best of his ability. Or you're so frustrated with those rookie receivers, but then you turn and see like you got guys that's making. I mean, I wouldn't be frustrated with DK and Aomaner. I'd be frustrated with Calvin Ridley. He's getting paid $28 million this season. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'd be frustrated. And a lot of people try to separate the contract and the money. Like, no, you have to say that a person who's making a certain amount of money has to be held to a different standard than somebody that's on a rookie contract or somebody that's on a 1-year deal. Bears Bengal was wild. Yeah, Dan Moore is a cone, but he's played decent. Thing is, he wouldn't have got $80 million on any other team. He got $80 million because it's the Titans and we bad. I know they got to be questioning the decision of moving J.C. Latham off a left and putting him in right, because I don't think Dan Moore is the real. I just think you can't leave him on the island for long. You know what I'm saying? And people talk about Cam Ward holding the ball and Cam Ward should make his reads. 5 times a game, he'll drop back and somebody will come free. Pause. And then think about who he's throwing the ball to. You only have 3 active receivers on the roster that can catch a pass. Van Jefferson, A.L. Monitor, and DK. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have 12 completions and you got nobody that has more than 2 completions, and you look up and see, like, who is he throwing the ball to? A lot of people try to say, like, oh, well, they're rookies and they're pretty, like, yeah, but, like, you need a rotation of guys. Like look, like we watching the Commanders. That's like Jaden Daniels. We think the world of him. No Terry McLaurin, no Debo Samuel. Traylon Burks is on the field. It's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? You might have to hold the ball away for somebody to get up. You seen A.L. Monitor run some bad routes the last few weeks. You know, like it just ain't there. He said for X not to be elevated is wild. But I ain't even really so much worried about Restrepo no more. I just find it crazy that they wouldn't. I know people say I'd be harping on it. I'm a Bama guy, so like Jalen Hyatt, I'm not a Tennessee fan. I'd have him out there. I'd give up a 7 to put a guy like that in the rotation. Like for what we got now, you know, people like, oh man, DK missed the block on, like DK can't block Derwin James. Why would we run a bubble screen with DK as the solo receiver blocking Derwin James? Like, why would we even call that play? Like, who's looking up in the skybox, looking down, saying like, let's run a bubble screen to Derwin James side? If anything, I would flip the play and run the play opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way I'm bubble screening to Derwin James side. Unless Corey in practice, like, Strep ain't blocking, he don't want to play special teams. Like, I just ain't buying that. And people are like, well, it's not going to break the game. I said, but maybe, just maybe on the 3rd and 1, he can run a sit down route in the zone and be sure hands and move the chains. I don't know, man. Maybe that's my thought. Instead of running a bubble screen 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, maybe Restrepo can come in and be a zone buster or something and pick up a couple first downs a game. He ain't got to have a lot of targets. But to see the roster that they felt today and see them compete is a good feeling. But knowing they had a chance to win and watching them be sabotaged is tough. That's the only thing that hurt me today, is watching them be sabotaged. I just felt like that's a tough situation to watch. DK get his first kick return, Barton get a pick 6, Joey Slides making field goals. Offense haven't really put it together, but they've moved the ball, and every time they move the ball past the 50, here comes a trick play. And that's why I say I feel like Titans could ruin Cam, because what does it do to a confidence of a player who was drafted in the number 1 overall pick that they don't trust you to run a QB sneak? And I don't think it's they don't trust him. I just don't think that they thought it through, because they asked Mike McCoy in the post game why we don't run the tush push. Is he against the QB sneak? And he said, no, he loves it. And then they're asking him the rebuttal question. I'm like, well, why don't we run it? The Titans have been stopped 3rd and 4th and short all throughout the season. Like, why haven't they just implemented a QB sneak? Like, I've never seen the Titans run QB sneak not one time this year. Can anybody tell me that? Kenny, what up? Can anybody tell me why the Titans haven't ran QB sneak? Like, and if they don't want to get Cam hurt running the QB sneak, like, plenty of teams do it with tight ends or backup QBs. Oh man, Jaden Daniels hurt again. He got the air cast. Commander season's over. And see, when people talk about like, oh, the Titans should have drafted Jackson Dart instead of Cam. Jackson Dart would be just like that if he played on the Titans trying to run behind our line. He'd be on IR. RDK. Say, what's the vibe? They told me about you. I appreciate you tapping in, bro. Yeah, I think they're going to shut Jaden Daniels down. He's done for the season. But I told y'all I thought the Commanders would take a step back, not because I thought Jaden Daniels would get hurt. I just thought the Commanders wouldn't reach the NFC Championship again this year. But that sucks for, man, it's like odes to RG3, like rushing him back out there too early trying to compete. And I feel like they run him too much. When people say like, oh, Cam Ward need to run more, like, I don't think so. With our offensive line, he gonna be on IR. He gonna be in a full body cast. Like, y'all, that's how Will Levis hurt himself last year, diving against Miami on the sideline. Like, you don't take but one hard hit with your QB running him to get him out of there.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
For sure. If you got any, this your home, and we live on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. If anytime y'all want to talk football. Really think they're pulling power away from Mike McCoy or something. I think when Mike McCoy got the job, he knew before Callahan got fired. I think that came to him when they stripped Callahan of the plays. You heard rumors about, is Mike McCoy gonna be the interim? I think some people on the inside knew, and I think that Mike McCoy knew. And I think when they gave him the job, they said, listen, you never was gonna get another head coaching job. You get a chance to be head coach. If we just by some stroke get lucky and start winning games, we'll ride it out and it'll help your stock. But in the event that we don't have some jolt and turn it around, we're gonna need you to take the fall this season, and when you can, overstep your boundaries and tank. Because think about it, they stripped it from Callahan, but they didn't let Nick Holtz call plays, and they didn't fire Nick Holtz. Doesn't make sense. So they kept Nick Holtz there and jumped Bo Hardegree in this spot. I think they may have came to Bo Hardegree and Mike McCoy and say, listen, in certain situations, we gonna tank this thing. We can't let Cam know. But you know, we got ways to implement game plans that, with only having Van Jefferson, DK, and Aomana, Chig and Gunnar Helm not getting targets doesn't make sense. I just think it's something odd about that. Something smelly. It's a smelly fish that Chig and Gunnar Helm do not like. The whole like national media wants to know why Chig and Gunnar Helm don't get the ball with the Titans only having 3 active receivers. I just don't understand it. Non-throwing elbow and it wasn't a knee. Look like Mariota gonna get the rest of this season for the Commanders. Yo, Chandler, appreciate the follow. Nevin. So the doors of the church is open, man. Y'all got any questions about the game today? Drop them. I'm for sure answering all questions. But I don't think Mike McCoy ever really had any power. I think he was there to be a figurehead to what they need. But we're going to find out a lot tomorrow on Monday. I expect Arden Key, Xavier Woods, Tony Pollard, if there's any taker. The one that the two that fans would be shocked, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chig or T Sweat was moved tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. Their goal was like 30 picks in the first 3 years and like 10 to 12 top 100 picks. Like that would put them in that window. And like I said, Rand Carthon did the Titans a solid and left outs on Snead in Ridley year 2. He said Jaden Daniels might as well go and sit out. Anybody know what happened to CJ Stroud? He had a concussion. I think he took a hit where he like the back of his head hit the ground. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Something fishy and smelly about the situation. None of it makes sense. Oh, it makes sense. All right. That Chad Brinker, Burke Hill, and Mike Bergonzi has told Amy, we tried to fix it the short way. This is gonna be a long rebuild to the new stadium. Let us go and wash out all of Callahan's guys, all of Rand's guys, all of J-Rob, everything. Just go ahead and set fire to the whole building. And by the time that stadium open, we'll have you somebody that's gonna contend. We promise. We all gone. I think that's what has been sold, and I think they're willing to burn and sell anything to get what their vision of the Titans looks like. Which, if that's the case, and this is Bergonzi's vision, I'm not mad. He just got to put his draft class look good, but watching former Titans come back to kick our ass every week is just tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fan base got to stop being water boys for the organization. When you see Elijah Molden come back and make a game-saving play, just say that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? When you see Jamal Adams come back and make plays, just say it's what it was. You know, when you see all the ex-Titans ball out on us, you see what Vrabel doing in New England, all that stuff, like just say it is what it is, bro. Like, and stop being weird. Don't be like the bitter ex-girlfriend that's mad that the other person moved on. You definitely got to find the right coach, YUG. And in order for that coach, Amy, Nahiel, and Brinker got to get out the way. This got to be a Bergonzi coach hire, because the coach got to get along with Bergonzi, not them other people. This is where they need to get out the way. And you need to let Bergonzi get a leader, not somebody for Cam Ward. You need somebody for the 53. See, like Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury have to be able to coach the 53, not Jaden Daniels right now. Like, Kevin O'Connell has had so much flip over from Sam Darnold to Daniel Jones to JJ McCarthy to Carson Wentz back to JJ McCarthy. He has to be able to coach the 53. Kyle Shanahan, all those injuries, coach the 53. You need to hire somebody that can coach the 53. You don't need somebody that can come in and be a yes man and a good face of the organization and try to be a quarterback whisperer. I'm done with that. I need somebody that can coach the 53. Yeah, the Falcons have a boatload of talent, and they just don't have it in the direction. You just hate having to watch a wasted season knowing that an active tank job going on. But see, I was saying like the Titans would win 5 or 6 games at best. So for me, would I want the Titans to win 5 games? Or would I want the Titans to get the number 1 pick? You know what I'm saying? Bounce back. You know what I'm saying? And get Arvell Reese and a good receiver right out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Smithers. You know what I'm saying? So like that's more the thing you got to ask yourself. Like, it's 32 NFL teams. If the Chiefs and the Bills play in the AFC Championship and the Bills beat the Chiefs or the Chiefs beat the Bills, like the other 15 teams in the division, none of what they did up until that point will matter. Like, for some teams, it's like Super Bowl or bust, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, the Steelers beat the Colts today. for the Steelers, the Colts, I ain't gonna say the Patriots. I'm gonna say the Bills, the Broncos, the Chargers, the Ravens. But all these teams like that, it's Super Bowl or bust, so it doesn't matter. So we wasn't gonna be a contender anyways. So in my mind, it's like I just don't want to see games where Cam Ward could play good and and could win and watch them sabotage it. If you just lose it, lose it. Because on one hand is you want the first pick. On the other hand, it's like, what's the difference between the first pick and the fifth pick in this upcoming draft? If you're not trying to get a quarterback, it really don't matter. Yeah, I mean that's what you want. I mean, look at the Patriots last year. The Patriots was picking right with us last year. Like, so the best way to look at it is look at all the teams that picked in the top 10 last year. How many of those teams have been able to turn it around? Obviously, we picked first, we haven't turned it around. The Browns picked second, they haven't turned it around. The Giants picked third, they haven't turned it around. The Jaguars picked fourth, they haven't turned it around. You see what I'm saying? The Patriots picked 5, they've turned it around. So 1 in 5 teams that picked at the top has turned it around. So it doesn't matter that we pick first or the Patriots pick fifth. It doesn't matter. It's just they just got the right person when they picked for what made sense for them, which was up front. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, you got to look at it like that. Like the teams that pick up under that, like the Panthers, have started to turn it around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You look at who else was a top 10 pick last year? Dolphins ain't went nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like all the teams that the Saints ain't went nowhere. Like they're right worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, do you rush your situation, or are you the team that figured it out with your off season and got on the right track, the right direction? Because there's some teams who worse off in worse situations than us. We could be back on the right swing at the end of this season after next draft. Look at the Ravens. If the Ravens don't make the playoffs, if the Bengals don't make the playoffs, look at the Dolphins. Dolphins got to go blow it up and they ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? The Jets is not in a good situation and their players won't out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the Steelers don't win a playoff game, like you saw, it's like, I look at it like that. Like, it's some teams that felt like the Raiders are right back in the same situation or worse. You know, like the teams that thought that they were going to be on the upswing and are not. You know, Cardinals is in the same situation. You go to the North, like the Packers is the Packers is like the Falcons, man. They consistently inconsistent. You know, go down the line and look at some of the teams. Like, what direction is the Falcons headed? Like, what direction is the Saints headed? You know, for the Giants, the Cowboys are in one of the worst situations. Like, they don't make the playoffs, and they lost Micah Parsons, and then you don't know if you can sign George Pickens. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a $60 million quarterback that may not make the playoffs. Like, the Cowboys could be in a really, like, at least we not a team that should be pushing for winning the division and winning games and making the playoff run. At least we not in that position and down bad. You know, like Commanders now, like they thought they was on the swing up NFC Championship game to probably gonna on their way to a losing season. Don't get you started on Arizona. He said Drew Aller was only good. Who said Drew Aller was good? I told y'all I didn't like Drew Aller. People saying tank for Drew Aller, tank for Arch, tank for this. Like K. Klubnik, Lenora Sellers, Ty Sampson. Like, so that's why I like to another spot that I was telling people, like, if you're the Tennessee Titans, did you think Cam Ward was the best quarterback in a 2-year window? Or do you think that there's a quarterback coming out of this upcoming class that's better than Cam Ward? Because if you pick Cam Ward, you pick Edge second. So we pick Femi second. We didn't have a 3rd round pick. Some people be bringing up this stuff like, bro, we didn't have a 3rd round pick. So getting Cam Ward, edge, and then safety. Let's say we didn't pick Cam Ward this year. We would have pick edge, and then obviously safety. This year we'll be picking, upcoming year we'll be picking quarterback. So it's like either way is gonna be quarterback, edge, quarterback in a 2-year window. So like if you felt like Cam Ward is better than everything that's gonna come out this year, like they wasn't wrong to take that pick, because trading back in the second, getting Femi and Winston as a package, Winston is a free pick because they traded back to get Femi. So if Femi and Winston work out, it make the Cam pick look even better. If they don't, you know what I'm saying, it's like a little bit of suffrage. But you come into this year with a high pick knowing you don't need a quarterback, so you can put yourself in a position of the Patriots, the Jaguars, the Browns, that those teams need QBs. I can move back. I can get picks. He said a lot of pent up frustration about the current state of the team. Let it out. Let it out. Yeah, I'm saying like a little D, like, were we gonna tank this season to try to draft Lenore Sellers or Kay Klubnik or Drew Aller? No. Carson Beck. Carson Beck, of course not. So like I'm cool with Cam Ward. They just need, because you gotta think, this is the part that when you really think about the Titans, where you really gotta say they been know it was gonna be this. Just think about it. Hear me out. You take Cam Ward and you trade back in the second to go edge safety, right? But you pick 2 players that you purposely know won't be day 1 impact players. When you drafted Kevin Winston Jr., you knew that he wasn't gonna play until like the first quarter of the season had passed. It was a slow process to get him back healthy, right? So you knew he wasn't gonna be a day 1 starter. And then when you got Femi hasn't even played a full season as an edge rusher in his career, college or pro. So it's like you getting a guy that's a raw talent that you know year 1 probably not even gonna have the skill set to be an impact player as a second rounder. So you more looking for the next year anyways, of saying these are guys that's probably gonna come on late first season, and then by their second season they'll be straight. He said, did I go to the game? No. I don't live in Nashville, so if I go to the game, it's gonna be like a family trip. My wife had brought up, should we try to go to a game this month, but my niece has a baby shower this weekend. My mom has a surgery scheduled for this week. This week is my daughter's field trip and my anniversary, and my youngest daughter's birthday is November 19th. So for me to go for a Titan game is like something I have to put on the schedule out in front. If I lived in Nashville, I just randomly go to games, if it's like home games anyways, but I live like 4 or 5 hours away from Nashville. I'm an Alabama, Tennessee Titan fan. He said Browns have a team, just don't have a QB and a smart coach. Oh, they got 8 quarterbacks they got 8 quarterbacks on retainer. Browns are just like the Titans, the Saints, the Jets, like all these organizations, Raiders, they have organizational issues. It's more than just the coach. It's more than just the quarterback. Browns got a lot of organizational issues. He said the stadium was empty. I on TV when I was watching it, I seen people posting in like my Titans group chat that like there was Titans tickets for like $8 to $15 today. I mean, you could go to the movies and cost more than the Titans games. I want to go to the game tomorrow since Dallas is only 2.5 hours away from you. I told my wife, I said, man, this team is ass, but like I don't know if we could you know, put together a full trip just to go watch this shit that they put this product they putting on the field. I don't even know if I could buy a hoodie or a hat right now and spend it with this team. You feel me? Like, think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about like the moves that they making. The moves that they making tell you that they're not trying to win this year. Even preseason, it's just you how to see it. So when I said the Titans was gonna win 5 games at best, that would be a great season. People thought I was like a detractor. I'm like, bro, we went 3-14 last year, and the roster got worse. Like, how on earth could you come into like? I'm big on showing y'all the visual representation of what the roster looked like in real time, right? Y'all know I do that every stream. In real time, I keep up with the 53. So it's like, how could y'all look at what I've been showing y'all on YouTube and by picture posts and by streams and think that the Titans could be a competitive team this year? Like, coming into the season, we knew we had two rookies, Calvin Ridley, Van Jefferson, and Tyler Lockett. We knew we started the season with Tajay Spears on IR and Khalil Mullins on IR. So we started the season with Tony Pollard and Julius Chestnut. Who looked at that and thought that we was going to win games? Like, we felt good about the defense because it's L'Jarius Sneed, Brownlee Jr., and Roger McCreary starting the season. I said, okay. So we got Marcus Harris and Baker Jr. as backups. Okay, I kind of felt good coming into the season. I told y'all, I say it might be a mistake to let Cheeto go too soon. And it wound up proving to be a mistake. Because I was like, you really don't know what you got at safety. They brought Quandre Diggs back late. We knew Kevin Winston Jr. wouldn't be able to start the season. So it's like Xavier Woods, like, you're going to get something very mid out of that. You know what I'm saying? So Cody Barton was an unknown. Cedric Gray was an unknown. We thought James Williams was going to start instead of Cedric Gray. We didn't know what Femi was going to be. We heard that he hasn't developed as a pass rusher just yet. And you got rid of Harold Landry. So we know what Arden Key and Draymond Jones was. Jahad Ward wasn't even a thought. He started the season with no T-Swift. Jeffrey Simmons was going crazy, but you just look around like there's nothing else with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no, what if you're another team, like, what is there to be scared of when you look at the Tennessee Titans? So it's like the things that are playing good for the Titans right now is things that's unexpected. Nobody expected Chimere DK to be an all-pro return man. A.O. Monner is about what everybody thought. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Gunnar Helm has surprised and looked like tight end 1. And Cedric Gray has taken over the middle backer spot. He like the best linebacker in the room. So outside of that, like, wait, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you look at and say, like, jumped off the page and made anybody thought that the Titans could be competitive? Don't make sense to me. Like, y'all know it's time to get in the booth and check it out. Like, every week we get outgained. 131 yards rushing to 88. Justin Herbert, 19 of 29, 250, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 6 sacks. The interception and the 6 sacks is like promising, right? So Justin Herbert goes 19 of 29 for 250. Daniel Jones goes 21 of 28 for 275 and 3 touchdowns. And then Drake May goes 21 of 23. Like, we've got cooked on the ground by quarterbacks and in the air by quarterbacks every week. So, like, just the whole thought of, like, being so, Cam Ward, like, Cam Ward can't do everything. He 12 of 21, 145 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, 4 sacks. But you got 88 yards rushing at home. You can't get 100. You can't get 100 rushing yards at home. A.O. Marner with 3 catches, Spears with 3 catches, Jefferson 1, Helm 1, Pollard 1, Chig 2, DK 1. DK ran a punt back and only got one reception for 5 yards. Some things that look good though. Cedric Gray 16 tackles today and a sack, and that sack was crazy. Hottie Ward 2.5 sacks, Draymond Jones a sack and a half, SJD with a sack. You know, guys up front did their job. It's just not enough from the offense. Not enough offensive snaps in my mind. Because 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, you just get nothing. Like you get nothing from the Tennessee Titans, and it's a tough thing to watch. They go on a bye week, and then they come back to play the Texans, who are reeling as well. But I mean, you look at the statistics for the year. The 1-8 Tennessee Titans, Cam Ward, 57 completions percentage. You know, 1,700 yards, averaging 195 yards passing a game, 5 touchdowns, 6 picks, sacked 38 times. Very pedestrian rushing. I mean, we got 3 rushing touchdowns. Receiving, we only got 5. We don't even have 10 touchdowns as an offense. Like, that is horrible. Calvin Ridley ain't played in a few weeks, and he still has like bro, we're 1-8, and the most receiving yards by any one person on the team is 290 receiving yards. Like, that is bad. Like, Chig Okonkwo still leads the team in receptions, and he's only been targeted like 3 or 4 times the last 2 weeks. Like, Titans is just putrid right now. It's just all bad right now for the Tennessee Titans. It's all bad for the Tennessee Titans right now. And for a little inside look at the Titans official 53 that fielded today, this is what they fielded. Now the thing is, if they don't sign James Prochet and Carlos Watkins to the active roster, these guys will be pretty much done for the year for the Titans. The question is, who's gonna be gone come Monday? I'm telling y'all, I think come Monday, I think that I don't know if he's got any suitors, but I know they deal Chig. I know they deal Tony Pollard. Like, there's not even anybody that you'd even want to deal on the defense. Like this is how the defense looked today. Maybe somebody comes after Draymond Jones or Hottie Ward or Arden Key. But like, this is how the team looked today. Let's see. It looked more like this though, because Baker Jr. was on concussion protocol. So it looked more like this. Brother, like this how the Titans look today, man. I just don't see anything that anybody would want to trade for. Of course, you know, I got the backups. And these is more the guys that I think people would want to trade for. Calvin Ridley, Will Levis when he comes back healthy, Xavier Woods, Arden Key, Legarius Need. So you just gotta think of how many players the Titans have on that's not on active roster. Kinda in a tough situation right now. Tough situation for the Tennessee Titans though. And that's been Shop Talk. This will go up on YouTube tomorrow. I'll try to take some clips out of it and post it. If you are still wanting to rock out with us on the late night, we always like to go back and watch the film, but we can't do that on Facebook and YouTube. Follow me on Kick, Shotbybuddha, or follow me on Twitch, Shotbybuddha FB. We're going to take like a 30-second break and come right back live. We're going to start watching the highlights from the NFL games and just hang out and talk. Like I said, Discord is open if y'all want to rap. But if you're on Facebook or YouTube, appreciate y'all, man. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms. Because like I said, in 30 seconds, we're going to go back live on Kick and Twitch. If you're on Kick and Twitch, just hold on for 1 second. It'll go right back live. Appreciate y'all, man.